Ooh. Treasure. That is what you are. Test. Why is it so bright? Huh? What's good, Big Brother fan? Welcome to another episode. We are now week 5 episode. This is episode 11 for us. I didn't realize last episode we hit double digits. It's kind of a milestone. Episode 11. We are talking about week 5. We just had our HOH. And we crowned a new HOH. And this is Danny, and I remember my name this time, Chris, and this is Slop Talk for Big Brother season 23. So we're gonna kick it off. When we left the house, they were playing HOH, and they were doing the stamina challenge where they hang on the wall every year. It's obviously different. It's always something, but this one is a shipwreck, or what it's called, Whale of a Tale, and it's like a ship theme, and they're holding on. And pretty interesting game here. Pretty interesting game. I mean, obviously, to get down to like the last 4 or 5 people are just holding on and then fall off. But near the end there, I want to say the last, it was pretty intense for the last, like 4 or 5 people? I would say 5. The last 5.
I think they were like at an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, an hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah. One of the last people to fall off was Tiffany, who Tiffany did not want Alyssa to win because she is not in her cookout chess piece plan. So she was dead set on beating Alyssa. She even said at the beginning, I am not letting go unless Alyssa falls off. And she just couldn't hold on anymore. She fell off.
And last week we thought Alyssa was a buddy to somebody, but she's not involved.
No. Yeah. So last week we said Alyssa and Xavier were buddies, but that's wrong. It's Xavier and Christian are non-cookout buddies. So Alyssa is not part of that plan. And obviously, as far as Tiffany's master plan, Alyssa winning with door wrench and everything.
Yeah.
What she doesn't know is everyone but the cookout has more plans, has different plans than her. Yeah. So Tiffany falls out, and that leaves Derek. I know it leaves at least Derek, Xavier, and Alyssa, because that was our last 3. Yeah. And there's a very interesting exchange here, back and forth, because there was a period where while all 3 of them still up there, Xavier actually was trying to talk to, I want to say it was either Alyssa and Derek or Alyssa, and asked them, hey guys, so what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Who's dropping? And he really didn't want to win. And I get where he's coming from. He doesn't want to make himself look like a comp beast.
You're talking about Derek?
No, Xavier.
Xavier. Okay,
yeah. He doesn't want to look like a comp beast. He doesn't want to put a target on his back. Good gameplay as long as he can guarantee that he doesn't go on the block this week.
Yeah.
But it kind of falls on deaf ears.
Yeah.
And then Alyssa and
I think they're all struggling at this point, by the way.
Oh no. Yeah.
I think they're all like, okay, let's start making some agreements and wheel and dealing because someone's about to fall.
I definitely think they were all about to fall. Like we need to start talking because I don't want to stay up here or I'm not going to make it any longer. I mean, we seen like Derek F fall off. Azal was like shaking really bad because she was freezing cold.
It looked pretty cold.
Yeah, Claire, just awkward. She's so tall, she just couldn't hang on. So
but she was like, why am I staying up here? And again with the Claire, with the commentary, I could go without the whole Britini and Claire like in the interview room commentary. Because again, Claire's like, and then I'm thinking, what am I doing? And you're just like, girl, just fall. Just like spare us the details. Like it's just so dramatic.
They could have just done like a voiceover of her talking and not done the thing because
the animation, the okay, and then I don't need a play-by-play per Claire. Like moving on.
And you're right. I it has come to light to me how extra Britini is anytime she's on camera. Oh. Yeah, Britini, she's just like, I really need to win this. Like, I don't know where I stand. And like, relax. Like you were fine last week and I didn't see any of you. Yeah. So everyone kind of falls. And then it's the last three. And like you said, they all look like they're about to go down. So they start talking about deals. And the first one made is Alyssa really wants to win. So she tells Derek X that, hey, if you fall, I won't put you on the block, I swear. And then she says, I won't put you or Hannah on the block. I don't know if I'm Derek F, I take that. I honestly, because he is kind of known as a comp beast already in the house because he's won the 2 POVs and he kind of doesn't need any more attention, but Derek X doesn't take the deal.
But I wonder, because I mean, we watch a very edited, shortened version of what happens. I wonder if because Tiffany's talking to everybody. So I wonder if Tiffany talked to Derek about like, hey, we can't let Alyssa win. So I wonder if that's playing the back of Derek's mind. Like, oh shoot, like, yeah, me and Hannah are safe, but
some of the other people he's playing the game with,
or whatever, you know.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely need you keep like a core set of people with you, so you can't, like if you have a final 4 or final 5, you definitely don't want to let any of them go because you need them for votes, for talking around the house, all that stuff. So that could have been the case. And so we'll get to Derek X in a little bit. So Derek X kind of doesn't really say anything, but then he goes back and says, hey, Alyssa, you're good. You won't see the block. Like if you fall, you won't even be a replacement.
Yeah, you won't see the block.
And good thing he said that because I honestly think she was just about to fall anyways. Yeah. And so she took that deal and she fell. She fell. And then Xavier and Derek X are left on there. And it's deal time. It's willing and deal time. It's what's his name? It's let's make a deal time. Let's talk
Wayne
about
Brady.
This. Wayne Brady, that's it. It's Wayne Brady time. It's let's make a deal. And Derek X says he really wants to get off. He doesn't want to win. So he's just kind of like, am I good? Like we're good. And Derek X tells him, you won't see the block, not even as a replacement.
Yeah.
And smart man in the moment, Xavier takes the deal and falls down. Derek X immediately, like not even like 4 seconds. He's like, not even 5 seconds. He's like, it was like once he saw that Xavier was falling, he let go too. He's like, at least I'm gonna be second on that mat. But I mean, immediately he fell. He wins HOH. And they don't focus on it anymore, but definitely like a showman's moment. Hannah comes running over and just tackles Derek X, and they're just rolling around in all the water and goop mess from the whole.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're close.
Yeah,
they're friends.
Yeah, they're just legs intertwined. Just
they like each other.
so Derek X wins, and here starts our roller coaster.
Yes.
And so
starts getting really good.
Yeah. So just for a rundown, who's linked to Derek X?
As in, like,
right, as of right now, he wins the competition. We know Alyssa and we know Xavier are safe for this week, and his proposed alliance, who is the Royal Flush, right? So technically, that would be the Kings, the leftover Queens, and then himself.
Everybody, basically.
Yeah.
There's only a few people.
Basically, the Jokers.
The Royal Flush is huge. It's huge, and not a lot of people went because it worked. That alliance worked.
And
we forgot that Sarah, Beth, and Hannah fell together and they're fall buddies. Like, we're fall buddies. And it mentioned how they had a little heart-to-heart before the last elimination. Sarah Beth went up to her. I guess there was some kind of turmoil. I don't really know. Maybe because Sarah Beth was talking a lot of stuff about Hannah. She was scared Hannah was going to get wind of it because why wouldn't she? It's a Big Brother house. She kind of, to me, it seemed like this fake conversation. I really want to work with you. I know we don't talk game, but it makes me really happy. She was just saying her piece. Yeah. Just to, and Hannah appreciated it, but she's still like, I don't trust her though. So we'll just.
Yeah. Hannah looked in the camera and was like, what do you guys think? Like, I don't think that was real, but we're just gonna go with it and see what's happening, because I honestly think it was a way for Sarah Beth to kind of save herself, because her target didn't get sent home.
And she was talking a lot about Hannah in the beginning.
She made it very well known that Hannah was her target for that week, and she wasn't HOH, you know. So definitely she was just saving face at that point. So I think that was just kind of try to save her butt, right? So Derek, the royal flush plus Hannah, right? Because now she's basically hit like his final two, right? They are technically safe as of right now. Everyone's like, I'm good. I know me and Derek, we're like in it, blah, blah. And that leaves the Jokers, which is Derek F, Britini, and Azah. And it's just like, those are your three. And that's what everyone thinks. Like, oh, we're just gonna be three, maybe a pawn up or whatever. But Derek X in the confessional makes it well known that it's time to start taking shots. It's time to shoot your shot.
Start building your resume. Start doing something.
And obviously the dangerous part about Big Brother is if you take a big shot and you miss, you immediately become a target. And so he sets kind of a plan in motion, slowly and quietly. And he's just, gets in the HOH and just starts interviewing everybody. Like, who do you think should go up? Who do you think I should put up? Who are the two people? Who's the one person that you would get rid of? And he asks everyone the most famous question of the episode. What do you think about being a pawn this week?
Which I think was smart, because he made it seem like he asked every single person, which is smart, because those people are going to go back like, did he ask you to be a pawn? Oh yeah, he asked me too. Oh, he asked me too. Yeah. Oh, okay. It wasn't just me. He asked everybody what I thought about it, which I thought was smart. But we get to the conversation with one of the best like scenes I've ever seen in Big Brother, the most awkward scene where it's Tiffany, Hannah, and Derek. And Tiffany just starts talking. What are we going to do? She's really like, what are we going to do? This is what we need, but whatever. And she says, okay, because of the royal flush. And Hannah's like, what's the royal flush? I even didn't catch it, because I was like, oh, she doesn't know what the royal flush is. She's not in the royal flush. And Tiffany leaves, and Hannah asks Derek, what's the royal flush? And Derek's like, wait, did I say, wait, what? Wait, who said it? And she's like, Tiffany just said something. And he says, oh, that's basically the kings and the queens and me. And she's like, well, why don't I know? And he's like, oh, it was just a 1 week thing. It was just for last week. We all got together collectively just so we would be all on the same page. And he lied to her. I mean, it was just a little bended truth a little bit. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she looked like she did believe him. She's like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, but it's done. It's squashed. It's fine. She's like, oh, okay. And it looks like she believes him. Then you pan over. Then fast forward, she goes and talks to Tiffany and says, hey, what's the royal flush? I said, oh no, she didn't. She wants to make sure she has the right story. Derek's not lying to her. And what does Tiffany say? Oh yeah, that's done with. It was just like a temporary thing. She says the same story. What are the odds that they both have the same story? And then Hannah's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That seems right. When the whole time they've been working together this whole time. I mean, I don't know if they planned that. I feel like I would have some kind of, like some kind of alibi or excuse, or if someone were to come up to me and they found out this is what we say, this is collectively what we just say. But I mean, I don't know if that was just coincidental or it just kind of work out that way. But I was like, someone's going to slip. In
the interest of great TV, I want to say it was just a coincidence.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, it might come out, on the POV and the eviction episode that they talked about it beforehand. Who knows? But in the interest of great TV, I want to say it was just a coincidence that everything matched up, because he said it was like a 1 week thing, and she said, oh, it was just temporary. So,
which could kind of, and we don't know. We don't know the timing between the two conversations, and Derek could have talked to Tiffany and been like, hey, she asked about it or whatever. Which I don't think happened because Tiffany seemed surprised about it too.
Yeah.
But boy, did that have my attention.
And that got my attention because I continuously want to keep reiterating to you that I'm telling you, too early, too soon. Tiffany's getting too big for her britches. And see, no, because it already happened because she let it slip. It's not okay. Maybe it doesn't come to bite her because the coincidence of their stories.
She's doing too much.
She's just doing too much too soon. Like she's doing too much where she's running around trying to keep her story straight, but now she has multiple people that aren't part of that alliance, and she's getting her alliances mixed up. There's the royal flush, and then there's the cookout, and people are mingling in between those two. And
there's a lot of commingling.
There is.
I mean, unpopular decision. I think that Tiffany's playing it right. Leave a comment below if you're on my side.
If you're hashtag Team Tiffany, leave a comment below.
But funny enough, it gets settled. But Hannah says, "Okay, cool. But guess what? I'm going to keep that in my back pocket."
She's definitely keeping that.
Which means it tells me later on she's going to like spill the beans if she needs to.
Yep.
Based on the editing, I feel like something might happen. And then they go into then I feel like they need to fill some minutes of TV, and then they talk about Azah and her angry face.
That was definitely one of those moonwalk / the top / I don't know, Brent's dad story kind of thing. It's just time filler. They needed to
filler. It's a filler thing.
And they weren't evicting anyone today, so they couldn't extend Julie's interview. So they definitely needed.
She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna walk out with my face," and Derek's like, "Don't do that." And she's like,
"Yeah,
this is okay."
Yeah, and I think I don't know when that happened, but I definitely think it's a little too late as far as her face and her attitude. She made it known even to her own alliance, like that she's just unhappy with the way some of these things are being played out. And so like I said, maybe she tunes that attitude correctly so that it doesn't play against her, but I don't know. Like I said, if she ever pops off and mouths off at the wrong time about the wrong thing, the cookout could be putting her up. And that's just how I feel about Azah. I do feel bad about Derek F. He just can't win at anything. I want to see. I want to see him win one.
Self-loathing and
yeah, it's just like, and when they were having that conversation, I wasn't even thinking about Azah's angry face or the face that she was making. I was thinking like, man, Derek F really is just like around. But then they cut to the other time filler about Derek F being able to sleep anywhere in the house.
Yeah.
And he's just like sleeping on the lounge chairs. Sleeping on the lounge chairs, sleeping in the living room, sleeping in the kitchens.
Yeah. And I know. I was like, leave Big D alone. Poor guy. He's just going. Yeah. He can't win anything.
He can't win anything. Everyone's making fun of him because he's sleeping everywhere. I feel bad for him. You know what? But it might take him a little further. People aren't really. They're just like, all right, whatever. He's not. Yeah. Well, because Tiffany already counted him as a floater, right? So that's just like the winning vote if you go split down the middle.
Here's the thing. I was watching the show and I'm like, okay, there's obviously people in the cookout that don't know about the royal flush, and there's people in the royal flush that don't know about the cookout. But there's obviously Tiffany, Kylan, Xavier. I'm pointing out people that are in both and are aware of both.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
That's it.
Well,
Hannah now, but she's not in the royal flush. But yeah,
if I'm one of those people, I'm targeting. If I'm Xavier, I'm targeting Kylan and Tiffany eventually. I'm not saying like next episode, because they have both sides and there's only a few people that are on both.
Yeah. That's definitely adds to the resume, right? And if you're up against Kylan or Tiffany, and say you're Xavier and you're up against Kylan and Tiffany, or one of the others against the other two, that's an equal resume. You're just going back and forth on who played the same exact game as you. So definitely at one point gonna have to start backdooring one of those. And speaking of backdoor, Derek X has a giant plan to make a big move this game. And
he wants Christian gone. Christian, he's very vocal. He wants Christian gone. He feels like he can't compete with them. That's his biggest threat. That's who he's targeting, even though he's a king. Oh, backpedal. Xavier talks to him after they wheel and deal when they're on the competition. Afterwards, Xavier is kind of like, yeah, you're gonna keep all the kings safe though, right? All right, cool, like whatever. And then Derek's kind of like, no, I never promised you that. And Hannah's like, no, we're not doing that. Like this, Hannah's treating this as like her HOH too, and she knows like, oh, I am a big influence on what Derek does. So Derek's kind of in that dilemma, and he tells him like, no, like you have to know, I didn't really promise you that, you know that, right? And he's like, yeah, I understand, I get, but why wouldn't you keep a king?
Because they're in the royal flush. That's what he's thinking.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you remain loyal to the royal flush? Like it still exists. So like, why wouldn't you go for, I guess the dilemma is Derek X is like, why am I gonna go for an easy out? I want to make a big move. It is my HOH. I want to make a big move. And then whereas everyone else is kind of like, why, but why are you going to go for Christian? And he's kind of left with Christian or Sarah Beth in his mind. And he asked everyone, would you want to be a target? Of course, everyone's going to be like, no, I wouldn't feel comfortable being a pawn when he does ask them. And so he's left with the decision to nominate Sarah Beth and Britini. I gotta see Britini cry again. Britini, even though she knows he talked to her, would you be okay with being a pawn? She knows, but I get it. It's frustrating. I would be frustrated too. Yeah. We only see it, from the cheap seats. Like, come on, Britini, you're safe. Like, get over it. But it has to be frustrating for Britini. And Sarah Beth is totally caught off guard and has no idea what's happening. And then people of the royal flush are like, what is he doing? Which I was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, don't they know he's probably gonna back? Like, no one mentions like, oh, he's backdooring someone. Like, why do they take that nomination for face value and be like, okay, we're picking one of those people? Like, no, he's backdooring somebody, and it's obvious, but they don't put it together. Christian doesn't even really. Christian's just like, why would he pick Sarah Beth?
Yeah, but at one point, the only reason I think they don't, because at one point everyone feels safe with their alliances, and he did kind of pull a smart move by using Britini, right? Because now it kind of looks like his target is Britini, but he just has Sarah Beth on the block with her, right? But it would, because they're in the same alliance, so that would strike kind of
it would
a suspicious note with me.
I wouldn't have wanted to win this HOH. I would not have wanted to win this, because
like the next two, this one and the next one.
If you're gonna win this, go for an easy out, I guess, because not everybody's gonna. The
easy out is Britini.
Yeah, easy out is Britini, and easy out is Azah.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, the only issue with Azah is she's with the cookout, which is right. Another 9-person alliance out of 10 people. So,
but Derek doesn't know about the cookout, so to him, it's an easy.
Yeah, that's true. It's
an easy person to get, and people will be like, "Yeah, well, he doesn't really know." Whereas he's very much aware that he's getting rid of someone in the royal flush. So, I wouldn't have won this, but if I were to win, I probably wouldn't have taken someone from my alliance. I would have. There's a lot of weeks left to make a big move.
Yeah. And the only issue is we're no live feeds, no cheap seats.
Yeah.
We don't know if Derek has any other alliances. So as far as we know, he has the Royal Flush, which he basically just threw away with these nominations. And he has a final 2 with Hannah. That's it.
Yeah.
So
what's going to happen next week? I mean,
if Hannah doesn't win, Derek X could really be on the block as a target.
Why would the Royal Flush be loyal to him?
Yeah, once especially he gets rid of somebody.
But who knows? Other people might be like, we didn't hear everybody's conversation. Everyone might be like, besides the kings, hey, get out of king. People in the royal flush could have been like, hey, get out of king.
Well, the Jokers were like, you need to get a king out. Like, you need to get the king out. And obviously they're doing it because the kings were using them as pawns and targeting them. So yeah, definitely conversations that we haven't heard. It's one of those behind the scenes live feed, Big Brother. You have to watch it 24 hours a day to know exactly everything that's going on.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not a live feed guy, so all my live feed people that are watching Slop Talk, do me a favor, comment down below. Let me know the answer. Do they show like them sleeping?
I don't know.
Yeah, so my Slop Talk fam, like I know the live feeds are like 24/7. So, but like if you turn on your TV, go to Paramount Plus. By the way, Paramount Plus, you want to shoot us some live feeds for free? Emails below. But do they just like?
Do they like turn it off?
Like 2 a.m. Is it all like night shots and they're all just sleeping and it's like, I don't know. Yeah, or do they just like? Is it like a picture of the fish tank and it's for like 6 hours at night? I don't know, but if you get the live feeds, let me know down below what's going on in the middle of the night. So Derek X is deciding to try to take a shot against Christian. He's using the backdoor route because now he's nominated Sarah Beth and Britini. So Sarah Beth and Britini are our people on the block.
Yeah. And
then like I said, he's hoping somebody wins the POV so he can backdoor. Nominations are going to change. It's almost a guarantee according to him. So
yeah.
I guess the only person that couldn't win is Christian. He would just take out Sarah Beth then at that point.
If Christian
gets picked to play the POV and he wins, would he just take out Sarah Beth or would?
Yeah, he can't be backdoored.
Yeah.
He wins power of veto.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a hard one. Hopefully he doesn't get picked to play the power of veto. I'm trying to think, did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
Even though there was a couple filler segments in this one, it was a pretty eventful episode. One thing I did have a comment
day
on.
30. They're in day 30.
They are at day 30 in that house. Hannah, I'm kind of sad. Maybe we'll find out later in these next couple episodes that she did have a little bit more say in what's going on, but I was kind of put off that she wasn't more involved with Derek X and his talks about who he wanted to put up. Mm-hmm. I thought she would be like more of an influencer and trying to poke and prod him to go the right way. But,
maybe they did and they just didn't show it, or
maybe Wednesday or Thursday we'll see the episode that we'll see the talks they had that he should take the shot. But
I did comment on Sarah Beth always has sunglasses on, whether she's wearing them or they're on top of her head. Always. It could be nighttime. It could be at the dinner table. It could be in bed. She always has them on. So if anybody knows why,
comment below. We need lots of comments there.
Comments.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions or want us to talk about something, let us know in the comments. That's the place to do it. Don't shoot us an email. Don't try to DM us. Just shoot us down a comment below. Let us talk about it next episode. We're all about it. And you let us know. Mm-hmm. But I don't have anything else. I think that was a good
I don't think so either.
HOH episode.
It'll be a good good week. Someone big is going to go home regardless. Britini is considered big to me just because she's been on the block so many times. It would be the easy way out, for sure. But, either Sarah Beth is going to go home, Christian is going to go home, or Britini is going to go home. One of them is going to go up, because if one of them saves themselves, or if, someone saves one of the people on the block, Christian is going to go up per Derek's plan, and someone's going to go home. Yeah,
100%. And it's going to piss off a lot of people. So here, like we said, we said it before the HOH episode. We said it. This is when the drama starts, because you're running out of people to use as pawns and as throwaways. Now you're getting into the core group of people. Everyone's in an alliance except for maybe like one person. Britini. Britini's not even it. Claire, Britini, Claire.
Yeah,
those are the two not in an alliance, so that's weird. But Yeah. So, all right. Well, as always, this has been Danny and Chris, and this has been Slop Talk. As always, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Like the video if you obviously you like us. You're coming back every time we post a new episode. Like the video. Ring the bell so you know. I get it on my phone. I'm the one who posts it. I ring the bell. I let myself know when we post new episodes, just because I want to rewatch what we said before we watch the new episode. But yeah, and if anything, like I said, comment below. We appreciate you coming watching. You know, let's go back up to 4 likes. We didn't hit even 4 likes the last video. Let's go back up to 4 likes. Yeah, I like 4 likes. Let's I'll keep it at 4 likes for the rest of the season. Please. Come on, Slop Talk, man. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching, and have a good one.
See ya.